Hi everyone, welcome back to AireCon 2024. We're here with Lawrence, who's a sneaky rascal.
Yep, we are Sneaky Rascal Games, and yeah, we're here with Restless Spirits.
Restless Spirits. Now, before we start, I've got to say, we played this yesterday. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
I
brilliant.
think you've created a great game here. So for those people who don't know anything about it, why don't you give us a brief overview of the plot of the game and how it plays?
Yeah, absolutely. So Restless Spirits is a game that's currently, saying 2 to 4 players is what it plays best at.
Yep.
And in the game you are playing as a spirit guide, so you have 6 to choose from, all nice different artwork. And you'll play in a slightly different way. But the goal of the game is essentially to ferry 3 or 5 souls, spirits, over to the spirit realm. And it's a race against your opponents to be the first one to do that.
Okay.
You basically take actions on your turn-based, 2 actions, and it's kind of push your luck. It's a couple of elements of set collection and essentially outsmarting your opponent, using tactical choices and careful timing to kind of make the most of your abilities.
Cool. Let's go through the actions then. So what can a player do on their turn?
So on the player can do on their turn, you're going to be starting by attracting these spirits. So there's always going to be a couple of spirits face up in the middle, and that's kind of like a little marketplace of spirits.
Yep.
They're nearby, and they can be attracted to your board at any point, which is done by leaving an offering at a shrine. And the offerings are totems, so they're things that are little magical items, some of these ones.
Yeah.
You always have a hand of those in your hand, and you discard one, leave it as a shrine offering, and it'll attract a spirit to you.
Yeah.
So you choose one of the ones that you want, and you basically place it on your board, and that is now your responsibility. You're caring for that spirit, and you're responsible for meeting its requirements, which are listed at the bottom, and they match up with the actual totem items in the game.
Yeah.
So you're looking for a very particular set. There's 30 different spirits in the game, and they all have a slightly different set of requirements. So something your opponent needs might be something you need, but it'll be a race to get that card and play it. And you'll be using abilities. So once it's on your board, you can use the ability in a number of different ways.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties into the 6 different categories of gameplay we've got.
Yeah.
The general rule is that there are light spirits and dark spirits, again, differentiated by the artwork. Light spirits got a nice light border, and dark spirits have a nice dark border and artwork. So at a glance, you can always kind of tell what might be useful to you and what your opponent might be going for. The light spirits generally have abilities that speed up your game in some way, and the dark spirits have abilities that slow down your opponent. And you're perfectly free to mix and match throughout the game. You're never locked in to only play a certain way. It depends on how malicious you feel like being, I suppose. But we like to try and cater to all gameplay varieties. So the light ones can be a bit more defensive, let you draw more cards, lower your requirements for winning, speed up your game some way. And the dark ones will, let you play a bit more sneakily, let you discard cards from your opponent, destroy their card, things like that, if you meet the right requirements.
So once you've met these requirements of a spirit, then you either get a blessing or a curse card.
Exactly, yeah. So as a little reward for helping it out, once you've met the requirements, you'll basically flip it over and place it underneath your board. It counts as one of your 3 or one of your 5 in a longer 2-player game. And depending on if it's a light or a dark spirit, you can get a little bonus for helping it out. If it's a light spirit, you get to draw a blessing. If it's a dark spirit, you get to draw a curse. And they go straight into your hand, and they have some really lovely abilities on them that your opponent now has no idea what you've got. So obviously the spirit abilities are open, and you can kind of check each other's boards to see what your opponent might be able to do to you. But once you've got one of these in your hand, they have no idea. So it allows you to play a little bit more sneakily, and it just costs an action point to play it from your hand on your turn.
Yeah. I think that's everything, and I think we've covered all the mechanics of the game.
Pretty much everything.
So you're still in very early stages.
We are indeed.
What are the plans going forward?
Well, it's been a huge rush to get to this stage, but we've managed to get all the artwork and everything for a V1. We've had a great convention with some amazing feedback from so many groups. 2-player, 3-player, 4-player games, everything. It seems to be working. We've had great feedback about that. So the next stage will essentially be to I suppose, refine it a little bit. There's a couple of things that we've already picked up on that are a little bit overpowered, or characters aren't being chosen as much as we'd like.
Yeah.
So a little bit of balancing to do. But outside of that, we'll be taking it to the next stage, which will be looking to the production. We're hoping to go with Panda Games manufacturing, get it really nicely produced, get some nice big chunky tokens, so it feels good when you're using the ability, because they're one time per game, so we want to make that feel special. And then eventually we'll be hopefully on Kickstarter or Game Found. We haven't quite worked out which yet. At the end of this year or start of next year is what we're looking at.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. We think you've got a fabulous little game here.
Thank you.
Everyone we spoke to who's played it has absolutely loved it as well. So.
Yeah, thank you. We've had so many people coming to us, all recommended by certainly one person who's just, apparently it's his favourite game here.
Yes.
He's been sending people our way non-stop, so it's been fantastic. We've had some lovely people.
Is that Martin?
Right, it was Martin.
Yeah. We know Martin
Yeah,
well.
he's played 3 games now. He keeps coming back for more with different people. It's fantastic. And it's great because it plays different every time. So I think he's won one and came second in the other and lost another one.
Sure,
so
if you ask him, he'll say he won all of them. So.
Oh, probably, yeah. He's a very humble guy.
Yeah. Right. If people want to find out more, where should they go?
Yes, if you want to find out a little bit more, we do have a website up at the moment. So we are Sneaky Rascal Games. Currently got a little landing page that takes you straight to a mailing list. So if you think you want to get a little bit more information about when we're ready for Kickstarter, we'll be sending an email your way that way eventually.
Cool.
Or we've got a little Instagram and Facebook channel for, we're posting little updates about the development of the game, teasing a little bits of card art, and telling people what sort of conventions we might be attending in the future.
Cool.
So if you want to follow us on that, it's just Sneaky Rascal Games, and the game is Restless Spirits, and generally you'll be able to find us through one of those 2 channels.
Cool. As usual, links will be in the video description. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for chatting to us, mate.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
And we'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye. Bye for now.